Hello and welcome to this unboxing video of the Capri Azur 4. I have skipped all the boring unboxing, unwrapping, all the foam details. I'll suggest to just get started with the essentials of assembling and adjusting your bike. So the bike comes as this, without a front wheel, without a fender, without a attached brake, and I'll show you guys today how to assemble and adjust all those parts. Okay, I'll start with the front fender, and this is the way to assemble it. You can assemble it on these two bolts, here and here, and the upper part you can assemble on the bolt which is holding also your front light. This is a 4mm hex key and a 10mm regular key, and I just untighten this nut on the rear. I take the fender, I am putting it here, and I am tightening it just the same way I untightened it, like this. And it might look a bit difficult. It's definitely not. You have to make sure that your fender is completely perfectly vertical, and also the brace of the front light needs to be vertical as well. So while tensioning it, keep in mind to readjust the light or the fender if needed. Like this. Okay. Now you're all set. Just the final check. Okay. Next, I am taking an even smaller hex key, and it's very easy. I just undo these two bolts. Make sure to tighten this in this hole of the pad. This is called a pad of the fork, and not in this hole. Okay. This is the way to install the brake. So make sure the adapter is on the inside of the fork. And you can do the same for the lower bolt. You can just tighten these two bolts. You can tighten them firmly. You don't need to do it only hand tight, like this. This is the wheel. Make sure that you put the disc side of the wheel on the left side of the bike. And for your information, the left side is the non-chain side. This should go in this hole, so make sure this stays inside, like this. Same goes for the other side. Okay, you can take a 15mm key, and you can tighten the one side. You can untighten this side. While keep it untightened, you have to push with your hand to the center of the bike. Then you tighten this bolt. Again, other side, untightening, pushing the wheel to the center, and tightening it. Your wheel is now installed. Make sure to adjust the brace a bit to create some clearance between the bike and the brace, so your wheel doesn't touch the mudguard. And make sure to have it a bit more symmetric. This should be very good. This looks very good. Maybe something like this. Okay, so your mudguard and your wheel are both installed. Let's adjust your front brake now. I can tell right away that I have too much brake cable at the moment. Let's take our 10 mil key. This one doesn't fit, so I will take this one and I will untighten this nut, keep it tensioned, and put it inside like this, and tighten the bolt again. Now you have more cable tensioning. This looks way better. And as an extra, you can untighten these two bolts and keep the brake lever tensioned. While keep it tensioned, you have to tighten these two bolts. In this way, your brake caliper is centered. You might experience some noises, but you can ignore them because they will eventually go away when you keep riding the bike. So the same goes for the back brake. I already did this one, the adjustment. Let's adjust the gears now. Before we adjust the gears, it will make your life much easier to install the pedals already. You will find on the pedals that there should be a L and an R written on them. You can also recognize the left pedal by these grip things compared to the right pedal. It doesn't have the ripped things, and the left pedal goes always on the left crank. And again, keep in mind that the left crank is always the non-chain side of the bike. You can take a 15 mil key. I have a special pedal key, and you have to tighten this pedal anti-clockwise, just like this. Make sure you don't scratch the bike or the crank while tensioning it. There we go. And the right one you can also install, and this one is installed clockwise. Make sure you don't mix up these pedals, because putting a left pedal on your right crank or vice versa will definitely mess up your crank and your thread. Okay, so let's see what the situation is on these gears. Okay, first what I want to do is to adjust the derailleur. The most important thing of a derailleur is to make sure that it doesn't exceed its boundaries. So it doesn't have to kick your chain off here or here. And these two adjusting bolts make sure this doesn't happen. So I'm taking just a regular crosshead screwdriver, and my way of doing this is to just untighten both bolts, both these adjusting bolts. Okay, I have untightened them a bit. Now I am pushing with my hand the derailleur. I'm pushing it now this way, and you see right away that it will kick off the chain of the cassette. So in this way, I know that I have to adjust a bolt. On this derailleur, I can tell that it's this one I need to adjust, because this bolt is making sure that it doesn't exceed this sprocket. I'm pushing and it doesn't kick off the chain. We will do the same for the smallest sprocket. I need to give the derailleur a bit of cable. So I've just adjusted this bolt. Now I will adjust this one, and I'll make sure that the derailleur doesn't fall off. I'm just tightening it. I'll just tighten it a bit more. Now I would like to, while keeping it rotating, I am untightening this bolt until the derailleur drops the chain to the smallest sprocket, which is now. You see that it wants to jump to the second, so I'm giving it some more space. Even a bit more. Okay, now you can push with your hand to the biggest one, to the smallest one, and it doesn't fall off. We are done with adjusting these two bolts. Now we want to have the derailleur reactive on the shifter. I am grabbing my hex key again, the 4mm hex key. Okay, I am untightening the bolt of the cable of the shifter. What I want to do is to start in the position of the smallest sprocket. I am giving the derailleur the most off cable, which is in this position, and now I want to tighten the cable in this position in the derailleur. It's a challenge. It might be a challenging job. Now we want to test if the derailleur pushes the chain on every sprocket after shifting gear. I'm shifting now from the first to the second gear. Okay, so what I'm feeling is that the first 2 millimeters of shifting, the derailleur is not reactive. So I gave the derailleur some tension. Now it is. Even more. And I think we're done with adjusting the gears. Okay, I'll just put it in a middle gear, like here. Okay, that's all. We're done with adjusting the derailleur and the brakes and the wheel and the fender. Actually, we're almost done. Let's see what else needs to be tightened or fixed. So in the box I got this cup holder, which is the biggest signature of Capri, namely the battery. This is a battery holder or a water bottle holder, and it's the most easy task, in my opinion. You just this is the water bottle battery. You just place it like this, and for now let's not attach it to the cable. Let's do it in a later phase. Okay, actually we are almost done. Let's do some adjustments on the handlebars, on the seat post. I would like to make sure, just in case, that the bolts of the rear wheel are tightened. It's a 19 mil key. I'm tightening both sides. Better safe than sorry. Right? Let's put the bike on the ground. Grab your 6 mil key again, and we are centering the handlebars. We are making sure that they are aligned with the wheel. Okay, make sure that the angle of the handlebars is comfortable. It's really a personal matter, actually. Some like it like this, others like this. Anyways, either way, this is your bolt for adjusting this angle. Okay, make sure that the light is also adjusted, so this will blind all the other people on the streets. So let's face it a bit downwards. I'm taking a hex key again, and I will face it a bit here. And again, you can adjust the angle of your brake levers. I like mine to be a bit like this. Make sure it faces upright. Okay, your handlebars and your brakes and your display are all adjusted now. Let's do the characteristic Brooks seat. Make sure it's centered. Put it like this. Maybe tighten it, and if you see how the angle of the Brooks seat is, this might not be very comfortable, so I would adjust the seat to have a more horizontal view. under your seat. You have to tighten it, and now you can adjust the angle you want. In my case, I want a horizontal position, and now you can tighten this bolt. Okay, let's start up the bike. Do not turn it while pushing it in, only press it, because it might damage the connectors, like this. Okay, on this side, on the upper right side, I just keep it pressed. You can see the speed, and you can see also, if you press the upper arrow, these are all the modes. The higher you go, the lower range you have, so you have to make sure to make the right decision before you start, because you might end up stranded somewhere. If you ride on the eco mode, the bike will be able to ride with a range of 40 kilometers. If you press the upper arrow, if you keep it pressed, the front light turns on. And if you keep it pressed again, it turns off. So actually, this was the assembly tutorial of the Capri Azur 4 in British green color. If you like this bike or other bikes from Capri, I will put a link in the description of this video where you can purchase these bikes, and where you can find also a link to book a test ride. You can book a test ride in our shop, Cheap Bike Shop in Amsterdam. You can ride the Azur 4. I will show you everything you need to know about it. We will adjust everything according to your needs, and after the test drive, you can decide whether you want a bike like this or a different bike. And from the website of Capri, you can click in the checkout to have it shipped to our shop. We will assemble it completely free of charge, and you can ride the bike out of the store directly after you've picked it up. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, consider subscribing to our channel, and do a thumbs up if you like this tutorial of the assembly. Thank you and goodbye.